Yeah, so in today class we are going to see tokenization process. So let's recap a few things whatever we have covered till now. So till now we have covered if we start from a starting, so we have covered kind of basic concept of Informatica MDM projects, data flow, high level data flow, and these are the naming conventions we have, and how we can apply delta on the landing. We have one option that is called full data set. So with the help of that, we can enable or disable, and we can allow full or delta. And if we come to a stage table, we understand how to create a stage table and what is the different child table of the stage table, and how to create the mapping between landing to a stage to load the data in a stage table, and what are the different regions of rejections we have while loading data from landing to a stage, and how to enable incremental load using the delta rejection on a stage table, how we can preserve the history of the data in a stage table, because we know that a stage table is truncate load. So with the help of audit trial, we can maintain the history. And these are the different cleanse functions we learn, different noise, string, and all cleanse functions we learn. Then we came to base subject table, and in base subject table, we understood that OID object will be primary key, and last OID system will be source system name. And here we will have consolidation indicator, which will have this 4 value. Then we will have hub state indicator, which will have this 3 value. And accordingly, we will have a XRF table for every base subject table. So we learn like how the update will happen in base subject table. So once data comes from a stage to load, so a stage to base subject. So first it compares the data in the XRF table, and accordingly it identifies that it's a new data or it's a existing data. So if existing data, so what should be done? So the data should be ignored or the data should be updated. So those are all the things we covered. And in the last class, we covered like what is the lookup and how we can implement the lookup to validate the data and to validate the specific columns, like is it valid data or not. So yesterday we saw this part. In the previous class, we have also completed this trust setting configurations, like how we can set up a trust, and what are the different options we have for configuring the trust in the system, like slow initial, rapid later, linear, and all we saw. Then we saw the validation also, like if we had some kind of exceptional data, then how we can validate that. That part also we saw. There for trust, we had a control table, which was the child table of the base object table. And for validation, we have the VCT and VXI table, which were the child table of base subject, which will basically maintain the history, details of the validation configuration. And also, we went through with the basic concept of tokenization and match merge. So let's start this from today. So we know that there are two types of matches. One is called exact match, where exact kind of exact record will be compared. So record will be compared while finding the match candidate. Okay, so exact means it's a completely exact it should match. It's the same like we write a where condition in SQL. Suppose select a star from customer table where employee ID equal to 100. So here it should exactly match. Okay, so this type of thing we call exact match. And suppose if we are doing like select a star from customer table where employee name like something we are giving. So in that case, it will find the pattern and it will not exactly match 100%, but if it will find the pattern, then it will show the many results, right? So that is called the probabilistic match. So same concept here we have fuzzy match. Okay, for in fuzzy it will be parts of the record will match, not 100% will match. Okay, so in fuzzy population, there is option of fuzzy population. So if you will enable it, then it will help us to find the better matching candidate on the basis of this population, because they have inbuilt library. So if you are integrating that library in MDM system, so it will help us to find the better record, better match. And what is tokenization? Tokenization basically it generates the match tokens. So this is only applicable. This is only applicable in fuzzy match. Okay, this is not needed in case of exact match. Okay, so tokenization comes in picture only for fuzzy match. It generates the match tokens. We will see now. And key type. So this key type, we will have person, address, and organization. So means as per our data, we have to select the respective kind of key type so that it can apply the appropriate algorithm to find to generate the better tokens. Okay. Here we have key width. So key width also we learn, like we will have 4 type of key width. So key width means if we want to generate more tokens, so it will find the more candidates, but we have to careful that it should not find the wrong candidate. Okay. And if we are generating the less tokens, then it will find the less matching candidate. So we have to be careful that it should not lose the actual matching candidate. Okay. So we have to be careful on selecting these options, because accordingly it will generate the match tokens, and accordingly our matching and merging will be impacted. Okay. Especially the matching. So here we have 4 options: preferred, limited, standard, extended. So preferred means it will generate 1. Limited means it's more than 1. And a standard means it's just more candidates than limited. And extended means highest kind of tokens. Okay. So these are the sequence we have. Sequence for generating more tokens from low to high. And here strp table will come in picture. This child table will maintain tokenization details. Okay. So once we run the tokenization job and all, so we will see that this table will be populated, and we will see there will be a column that is called row ID object. So row ID object basically will come from the base subject table, because this is also a child table of base subject. Okay. So row ID object will be present in all child table of base subject. Okay, like X-ray, control, VCT, VXR, right? Whatever child table will come of row base subject, so row ID object will be there as a one column. So this is coming from base subject. This SSA key and SSA data we are going to see how it will look like. And then we will have one dirty indicator in base subject table, which will have 1 means tokenization has not been done, and 0 means tokenization has been done. So these all things we are going to look into now. Okay, then we'll come here. So let's come to MDM configuration. Let's come to a schema, and we have to come to base subject. Okay. So now we are going to play around only in the base subject table. Okay. So we can take any base subject table, like we can take customer. And here we know what is column, what is xref only. Xref only means the xref table. History means if you enable the history here, enable history here. If you enable history here, so what will happen? One hist table will populate in the base subject. Okay. So if we come to base subject table here, CB cust, any base subject table like this. So what are the child of this base subject? CB cust. So these are the child, these are okay, control, dirty, EMI, EMO, HMRG and all. So we cannot see the hist, okay. So if you enable this option, if you click on this enable history, then we will see that one underscore hist table will also create, okay. And that will maintain the history of all the data. So if some update is happening on, suppose your one data 5 times, so we will have the 5 entry of that record in history. So it will just maintain the history of all transaction in underscore hist table. So that is history. That is much setup where we are going to spend time right now. Validation already we understand. Message trigger setup we will see in the once we learn the MQ kind of configuration. Relationship we saw, and we will spend more time in the upcoming classes. A staging table we saw. External match, that means this one also I will explain later once I will complete the match. And custom index setup. So here we can create the custom index if we want for some few of the columns. So today we are going to focus here match merge setup. Okay. So let's come here from properties. So here it is showing match column 0. So we have not selected any match column. That's why it is showing 0. So suppose you have 20 columns in your customer table, and you want to create master data now. Like you want to first find the matching candidate before creating the master data. So maybe you are not interested to take all columns to find the match candidate. Suppose we have kind of multiple entry for the same customer in some database table. So maybe we can take like customer name, customer address. I think these examples we saw in the previous class, right? We can take mobile number, then we can take date of birth, then we can take fingerprint, something like that. So we can go to the label where we will find the exact kind of unique record in place of finding the wrong matching candidate. We will try to find the matching candidate which belongs for the same customer. It's not like customer one record should match with customer two, although both are different customer. Okay. So Ashish and Raj, these two are two separate people. So if you have multiple record for Raj, multiple record for Ashish, and if you are trying to create a one unique golden copy for Ashish and one golden copy for Raj, so we should not, we should be careful that Raj and Ashish record should not match. Otherwise, we can lose the actual customer. Okay. So this we have to be very careful that same customer record should match. Other customer record should not match mutually. Okay. So match rule set we have not defined yet. So let's go there first. So here, let's take exact match for the time being, and then we will come to fuzzy match after that. So match strategy we are taking exact. Then in path we are not we have not created any child table yet. That's why here it is showing our parent table, that is vcast in the root directory. And in match columns, we have to select here match columns, which column we want to match. Okay. So here let's click on plus, and whatever column will be there in your this base subject table vcast, this all column will be available here. Okay. And it will ask you which column you want to select for finding the match candidate. So I want to find the match candidate on the basis of customer name, and suppose department code, same department, and suppose mobile number. So I understand that in customer table we have employee details where each employee will have the unique mobile number. So this can uniquely identify. So this is our assumption. This could not be true, but this is our assumption that each employee having the unique mobile number. It's not duplicated. Okay. Sometimes you remember once we do sign up using the email ID and mobile number. So we cannot use the same mobile number or email ID for the other sign up, right? So they maintain kind of uniqueness on the basis of email ID or mobile number. So that will also be enough to find the matching candidate. So here we are taking this three column to find the match candidate. And here we can say that field name is customer details. So let's do one thing. Let's take one column at a time. So suppose I'm taking customer name first, and this is suppose cust name. Let's add it. So customer name is now available for creating the match rules. Same like that, if you want to use department code also, you just can take department code here, and here we can write the name of the column. You can write any descriptive name also if you want to write of the column. So that will basically help as a kind of display name of the column. So department name also we taken for matching the finding the match candidate, and let's take the mobile number, mobile underscore number. So we have taken this three column, and this column will only be used for finding the exact match. Okay, here the column type is exact. Okay, that means we can only use these columns to find the exact match. So if you have defined your column for exact match, you cannot use these columns while creating the fuzzy match. We will see that. Okay, we have to be careful. That we will see. So three columns have been selected. Now come to match rule set. So here we have to create match groups, like same like we created the kind of query group, package group here we saw, right? So it will just group the match rule. Suppose we have match rule related to customers, match rule related to kind of finding the clients, match rule for the different geography for finding the geography trusted data. So accordingly, we can create the different rule sets so that we can differentiate this rule set contains what kind of rules, what kind of match rules. Okay. So this is basically we are trying to find the master data for customer master, customer the customer, yes, customer details we can say. This is your customer details. Customer details, and within that now we can create the match rules. Here you can see, now we can create the match rules. Okay, so let's click on this in match rule, and here we have to click on this, and it is asking which columns you have taken. 3 columns for matching. These 3 columns are available for matching. So which column we want to take for find the match candidate. So for example, for simplicity, let's take employee, customer name and department name. If same employee is belonging to same department, then we will understand that this is the same customer, something like that. Just for example, I am taking. Okay, so I'm taking these 2 column and press OK. So here we have defined one match rule. Okay, and here we can see this is auto equal to no. Auto equal to no means there are 2 type of merging. We will see later. Once it will find the match candidate, then later the step will come for merging. Okay, and merging will have 2 types. One is called auto merging and one is called manual merging. That means if you have the matching candidate, then either you can merge that 2 candidates manually, or you can allow them to got merged automatically. These both options are available. Okay, so here if this is no, that means this will it will find the match candidate after running the match job, but the merging will not happen automatically. We have to merge it manually. Okay, and if you will make it yes, then that means it will merge automatically. This is the difference we have. Okay, here enable filtering means you want that out of 100 customer record, only selected 50 or 60 records should go in matching. Others should not go in. Others records should not qualify in this match rule. Okay, so there will be 5 or 10 match rules, right, on the different conditions. And if you want to filter some record for few of the kind of matching rules, then that you can do. You have to apply the enable filtering, and here you have to write the filtering SQL, like where customer name equal to something like that. Okay, so that we can filter out few of the records. Okay, now me save it. We are just going to see first time the basic example of match and merge, so that we can take little complex later. So we have saved our match rule. Here this is a different kind of options we have for matching and merging will come in later here. So we have a match rule which will find the match candidate on the basis of customer name and department name. Okay, now let's go in our customer table and see that do we have a few records which have the kind of same customer name or department name or not. Okay, so I think we have already created the package, query and package for customer. Let's see. So we have already created query for customer and also package for customer, right? This boot package. We can view the data. So we have only 2 data, and what is the department here we have? So here we can see in columns we have department also. Okay, but when we had created the query, that time I think the department was not there, so we had not taken the department. Okay, so what we need to do now, we can, let's see in table if this is available. See here, are we able to see the department? We cannot see the department. It is showing the kind of old data only. Here it should show. Here we can see, let's see here, mobile number, department here also, it's a department code. Here it is showing department code. So in select we had not taken the department, so let's take the department here now, because you remember we had added department later, right, just to understand the lookup. So here we taken the department. Now it will come in SQL also, and accordingly we can see the department value in the view also. So what I am trying to do here, we are not able to see department. Why? Do we have department selected here? In select already department we have, condition nothing, sorting nothing, SQL select. Yeah, department code here we already have. So if department we have, it should come in view also. Why it is not coming? So customer name, address, mobile. Let's try to refresh it. See, now we have department, right? So we can do refresh in this scenario. So here we have department code as a 1 and 2 and customer name as Naveen and Shiva. Okay. So what I'm trying to do, I am trying to access this query from the data manager. In the last class we saw, if you remember, right? So that no need to come here in backend and we need to check the data. So if you will create query and package, you can see the data from data manager, right? So let's come to package also. And let's see, yeah, department code we can see in package. Here also we can see, okay? So now you can go in data manager and you can view the data in place of going in backend. So bcast, select the put package and let's begin administration, finish, okay? So here also we can see two data from the CRM source. Name is Naveen Shiva and the department code is 1 and 2, okay? So we have to create some test data so that we can find some matching candidate, right? So test data you can create again in landing table. Again, you have to run the stage job and load job to bring the data here. So what I'm trying to do now, I'm trying to create test data directly in base subject. So that you can do from here. Okay, so I'm clicking the plus and suppose I'm taking customer name. I suppose Siva. Siva is already there in our system or not? Yeah, Siva is already there. Let me create some duplicate of Siva so that we can find the matching candidate. This Siva is from Bangalore and this Siva address I'm suppose giving Chennai. Mobile number suppose let's give 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0 something like that. And department code we have 1 and 2 only. So this Siva had department code 2, so I have to give 2. Why? Because I want to create some match candidate of this Siva. So we have to make sure that customer name and department should match, right? Because we have taken customer name and department in the match rule. So we should have some matching candidates so that we can understand that these are matching. Why? The unique constraint on the base subject is to specify unique value. Could not create cell override. What is where is oh, this customer ID cannot be null because customer ID I think we are passing in not null column. Again we have some issue. So what is the problem here? Let's see. So could not create cell override. SIP this. The unique constraint on base subject CVCast was violated. Specify the unique value. Review the server log for more details. So which one we are getting duplicate? Customer ID. Okay, let's pass some value here if it is not taking. Earlier we given some customer ID, some value like that. And customer name we are giving Siva, address this, mobile number this. This is default override trust. So only the table fields. Think we need to create. Ideally, this should not come. Why it is coming? Because let's see data in backend what we have in CVCast. So we have only two data here. So unique constraint, that means what constraint we have on the columns. Row ID object we are not passing. So what is the concept of row ID object? Have we enabled the kind of reserve source system or what? Let's check that. This one not enabled. And this one also not enabled. This one we should not enable this Informatica platform staging. Here also we have not enabled the reserve source system. So here it is looking fine. So in CVCast we have this column. Okay, from here if we see, so this customer ID could be null. Label is allowed. That's why null option is coming. Customer name. Okay, we have given some column as a unique, right? See. So some columns like this last one. department code we have taken the unique. So we cannot give the same department code. So what we can do, let me yeah, this one we have taken just for defining the lookup. So for time being, let's remove this uniqueness of the department code. And do we have any other constraint? Trust is fine, validation is fine. This one looking fine. And this all is nullable. Department code is not nullable. Okay, that is fine. Now let's come to data manager and let's try to recreate the record. Let's come here. This nullable is allowed, so we can pass the null value also if you want. Customer name, let's take CYSIVA. Address, suppose Chennai. Mobile number, suppose 123. And department code, now we can take the duplicate department. If I'm taking 2, then now it should create. See, a new record has been created with row ID object this, okay? So row ID object will be assigned by the Informatica itself. Like how we saw that once the data was loading from a stage to base object, then row ID object was assigned by Informatica MDM, right? So like that. So by this way, you can create the record directly in base object. But one thing you will see, once you will create record from here, so it will show source system as admin, because we have logged in through admin user and we are creating this record directly in base object. So this will be the admin source, okay? So I have created this record, CY from Chennai, and if you want to see the source system name, see, it is showing admin source, okay? If you will come here for this record, this is showing CRM, for this is CRM, okay? But for this record, this is showing admin. So once you create any record directly from this interface or directly from Entity 360 letter or from CIF API and all, so it will show the user ID of the user through which you have logged in. Okay. Okay, so this time, let's see, we have customer name and department common or not. So for this CIVA, we have this common, right? And let's take one record for Naveen also, so that we can understand. So let's take this one 900, customer name Naveen, same, customer name is same. Address is also same, suppose it's Delhi 123, address is also same. Mobile number is null, okay. And department code I am taking different. It has department code 1, I am taking 2, so that it should not match, okay. So one sample we will have for matching and one sample we will have for not matching, so that we can understand, okay. Although the customer name is same, but department code is not same, so it should not match. Okay. So let's press okay. So we got the second record. Okay. So if you click here, it will show admin for both the record. Okay. So now we have a few sample record in our base subject table. Now we can go for running the match job directly to see the match candidate. Okay. So in this case, no need to run the tokenization because we are doing the exact match kind of implementation. Okay. Here, if you come, sorry, schema and match setup. So here we have taken the column as exact match. That means we have defined the exact match rule. So in this case, no need to run any tokenization. You can directly run the match rule. Sorry, match job. Okay. For that, come to batch viewer. No need to run any stage load because we have already data sample in our base object. So directly you can jump to match procedure. Okay. And whatever configuration you have done for the matching, accordingly, MDM will create this procedure for you. So whatever configuration we are doing in the backend, it is creating some procedure, and that procedure name will be created for respective match rules here. Okay. So match for B customer. So we have done the configuration for B customer. That's why here we can see the B customer. Okay. So here it is asking which match rule set you want to apply. So on the same customer, we could have multiple match rule set. Okay, depends on the different conditions or different kind of scenario. So this is asking which match rule set you want to apply. So accordingly, you can select match rule set here and you can apply that. Okay. Let's run it. And it got succeeded. Let's see it match record 1. Match record 1 means we got one matching pair. Record tokenize 0 because we have not run the tokenization. Q for Automerge 0. So whatever record got merged, it not went in the Automerge queue. Why? Because we had selected the option that it should not go in Automerge, it should go in manual merge. Okay. And queued for manual merge. See that matching candidate, whatever we got here, it came in manual merge queue because we had selected that option while creating the match rule. Okay. So here everything is looking fine. Now two things we will see now. Two important thing. So that is now again we have to come to see the consolidation indicator. Again we have to come back here. So consolidation record indicator was 4 for all the new record. Okay. But once it will queue for matching, then it should be 3. Queue for matching means matching has not been done. And once matching is done, that means it will wait for the merging, right? It will queue for merging. Then it should change to 2. So here this is very tricky, you know. In interview, they will ask question like, suppose we have few record which consolidation indicator is 4, that means they are the new record. So how did you saw any record which consolidation indicator is 3 in your project or not? So they will ask, did you saw any record which having the consolidated record 3 in your project or not? So basically, in most of the time, you will not be able to see this. Why? So what is actually happening once you are running the match job? So before match, the record having the consolidated indicator 4, that means it was a new record. And once the matching happened, then during the matching, suppose if matching is taking suppose 10-minute time, then during that 10 minutes, you will be able to see that record got changed from 4 to 3. That means internally it is ready for matching. Okay. But once the match job will complete, like here, our match job completed in a few seconds. Okay. So here you will not be able to see that this record changed from 4 to 3 or 3 to 2. So now we will see this record consolidation indicator is 2. Why? Because internally first it changed from 4 to 3, and once matching completed, now it's changed to 2 because this now ready for the merging. That's why it changed from 4 to 3, 3 to 2. But don't misunderstand that it directly is changing from 4 to 2. Okay, it is first changing from 4 to 3 internally. Although it's very fast process of matching, so we are not able to view that. That is a different thing. But first it is converting from 4 to 3, and then once matching completed, then it is converting from 3 to 2. Like internal process is happening like that. Okay. No record can directly jump from new record to from 4 to 2. Okay. That we can do manually. I will show that later, like in some exception cases that we can do manually. But through the batch, these options are not available. Okay. Through the batch, it will go 4 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to 1, something like that. Okay. Now, so now let's see the consolidation indicator of these records first. Okay. So we can go to data manager and you can reload and see the consolidation indicator. So out of 4, 3 record having 2, 3 record having 2, that is fine. We understood now. Now this record is basically ready for merging. Matching has been done. So now it is having 2. But why one record got 1? Why this record got 1? That we have to think on that. So record which source system was CRM.
Abhishek, all has consolidation indicator too. That too, whatever you are checking is department code, I think.
No, this I have selected the package bcust only. Okay. So
Third column is consolidation indicator.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, correct. Thank you for reminding. Yeah, so I was checking department code. So here we can see the consolidation indicator column is this one. So all having 2, right? So that our concept clear, right? First internally it changed from 4 to 3, and then it changed from 3 to 2. Okay. That's why here we are able to see to 2, but don't misunderstand that it is changing from 4 to 2. Okay. It always changing internally 4 to 3, 3 to 2. And since matching completed, that's why now these are ready for merge. Okay. First thing, first point that we understood this consolidation indicator. So let me copy this here. We will recap it here. So we match this. We define match, then we understand this. Acha, this HTRP we have not came yet because this tokenization will come later. So let me do one thing to match here Fuzzy population. Tokenization we will take it later once we learn this Fuzzy match. So here we have, so once matching job will complete, once matching job will, once matching job will start, then this will change from 4 to 3. Okay, and once matching job will be completed, then this will be changed from 3 to 2. Okay, always you have to remember this. So this we understood. Okay, now we should go and see the match candidate. Okay, so for viewing the match candidate, there is a table which will come in picture. To view the match candidate, there is a table that is called MTCH. So this table helps to find the match candidate. Okay, so once we will run the match job, so this table will be populated internally, and this table will have the matching candidate detail. Okay, so let's come in backend and let's see the match MTCH table. Bcast, sorry, this is employee. Bcast this, okay, this one MTCH. Okay, let's come to data and see here in MTCH. If you come, so here we have two important columns that is called row ID object and row ID object match. Okay, that means this record which having the row ID object this got matched with this. Okay, so we will see one having row ID object 6001 and this 4002. So if you want to see the detail of the record, you can see the detail. 6001 is Siva from Chennai, department code 2, and 4001, sorry, 4002 basically, not 1. Okay, so 402 again Siva and department code 2. Okay, so first record and third record is matching. Why? Because the customer name and department is same. Okay, that means our matching rule is working fine as per our configuration. This Naveen not got matched. Why? Because customer name was same, but department code was 1 and 2. That was not same. That's why it not got matched. Okay, so that means matching rule is working fine. And from MTCH table, we can see the match candidate, like which record got matched with what. So maybe in a real time, this record got matched with 10 different record. So for this record, we can have a 10 entry, 10 different matching candidates, multiple matching candidate. Okay. So here we have to remember two columns. Just let's keep a note. So here we will have row ID object. So for one record, and row ID object match. Row ID object match, which will be for the other record. For other record. Okay. So these two column is very important in MTCH table. Row ID object this and this. This now we saw. Now let's again come back and see. So here we have one column that is called original row ID object match. This one we will see later once we will do the merging and all. Okay. So for time being, let's focus on these two columns here. Do we have any other useful columns? Here we have one column that is called row ID match rule. Okay. So row ID match rule means which rule has been applied. Suppose if you create any match rule in the backend here, whatever we have created in the schema, so every rule will have the separate row ID. So that if you have 20 match rule, then MDM will generate this row ID automatically by itself. Okay. So that we can understand with the help of this match rule that so which match rule got applied on this match candidate. Okay, so this column is also common here, row ID match rule. So row ID match rule also important, generated by MDM for each match rule. Okay, and then we will have Automerge indicator. This is also very important. Here it is showing 0. So if Automerge indicator is 0, why it comes 0? Automerge indicator, why it came 0? Because you remember 0 means 0 means it will go for manual. Go for manual merge. And 1 means it will go for auto merge. Okay. So now we understood why this auto merge indicator came 0 here. Because we had configured, let's come here back on the match rule. And here we can see, here we have auto 1 as a no. Means it should not go auto, that's why it accordingly it is taking no means 0. Okay. So this one column is also important here. This one we can ignore, these are not much useful. Yeah, so here basically this 4 common is very important. Row ID object, match, and match rule, and the auto merge indicator. This 4 common column is very kind of important for this table. Okay. So we'll remember this. Now, yeah, so we have got match candidate here. What we will do now, let's try to merge the record. Okay. So we can see our match candidate from here, from this and this. So how we can merge this? So if you will merge this, then one of this will become master record. And how suppose if 2 people is fighting here to become the master, who should win? So how it will be decided by MDM who should win? So you remember we have defined the trust, right? So on the basis of the higher trust value, these 2 record will be decided who should go for the master. Okay. So that trust value we can see from data manager. Again, let's go into data manager. And since first and third Shiva is going to merge, so let's see for first record what value we have for trust. For first record, we have defined customer name trust is 95, address trust is 95, and these 2 trusts we have not defined. Okay, that is fine. And for third, see, for third, which is Shiva, which is coming from CRM source, we have not defined any trust. So that's why it is taking 0 and 0. Okay. So for this, we have not defined any trust. That's why it is taking 0 and 0. And for that, it is taking 95. Why? Because if you remember for CRM, we have given admin trust as a kind of 95, a higher trust. That's why it is taking 95. If you give 100, it will take 100. So in this case, this row ID object 6001 should become the master. Okay. So let's try to merge it. So for that, you can run the merge job. So now we have the match candidate. Now let's run a merge job. Merge job. To create master record. Let's run it first. If you are matching candidate, now we can go for merging. So go to match viewer. Here we can go for merge procedure. Where is that? Consolidation or something, the name will be like that. Auto merge and merge. Okay, here we have merge. Match and merge. So here we have match and merge both together. Nah? So in this case, if you are running, it will find the match candidate first, and then automatically it will trigger the match job also. So this is combination of match and merge. And this is auto merge. If you if you have some record in auto merge queue, then you can run this job, and that will go for merge. Okay, but we don't have any job here for manual merge. Okay, so it's, for example, suppose this is a job for merge. If I'm running it, let's see what is happening. what it is saying, Automerge 0. Why? It did not find any record which is ready for doing the Automerge. So if record which was identified as a matching candidate, if those will go in Automerge queue, then that record will be picked up by this job and it will be merged. So since we saw that last record went in the manual merge queue, that's why that record not got picked up for merging, because this is for auto merge. Okay. So now question is coming, how we can merge that record manually. Okay. So now this will help. Data steward, there is a section that is called merge manager. This will help now. Okay. So here we can do manual merging and merging. There are many options are available. So we'll see details of all the options in the upcoming classes. For time being, let's see how we can merge the records. Let me select cast, put package, connect like same like data manager. And here we had record this and this got merged. So it is saying 6001, this 6001 record got. See here, if you select any record here, then you can see the matching candidate here. If you are selecting this, we can see the matching candidate 6001. Both are Siva. This Siva department 2, right? And this is also Siva from Bangalore, department is 2, right? So here you can see the matching candidate. Here, if you select on this, you are not able to find any matching data. Why? Because this record Naveen found any matching candidate. So once we are selecting here, we are not able to see any match data here. Okay. Here we are able to see match data Siva, and again in the last we are not able to see any match candidate. Okay. So once you come in merge manager, here you can see the matching candidates. Same like you saw the matching candidate from the MTCH table. So you can see the matching candidate of all the record from here as well. Okay. So let me select this. So here we have one record which having the matching candidate this, and from here also you can see your trust scores. Okay. So here you can see the trust score of both the record. Okay. So this trust score is showing for one record and this is showing for other record. So this is Siva from Bangalore and this is Siva from Chennai. Okay. And here you can see out of these two sections, this section is showing bold. So bold means this section is going to become the master. So customer ID, customer name, customer address, mobile number, this all detail is going to be selected from this section in the master data. Why? Because this having the higher weightage of the trust. Okay. And if this is not showing in bold, that means this will become the loser. Okay. So bold means these records are going to become the master. Okay. So that's why it is showing bold. Now how to merge this? So for merging, let's see where we have the option of merge. These options we have for accept the merge. This option we have merge the unmerged record with the match record. Merge the unmerged record. And here we have from here. See from here, if this record is in the manual merge queue and you want to push that record in support auto merge queue. Okay. You don't want to match this record or merge this record manually. So from here you can push that record in manual merge auto merge queue. If you click on this, then the auto merge indicator will change for this record. Okay. And as here we can see auto merge indicator is 0, right? Let's see, change it. If I'm clicking here, okay. Now let me reload. So let me see here. See, this auto merge indicator become 1. Okay. That means now it is available for auto merge. Okay. So now we can merge this record with the help of auto merge job. Okay. This record having matching candidate this, and now this is available for auto merge. Here we can see also the auto merge indicator. Here we are not, we have not selected the auto merge in our query and package. That's why we are not able to see. But from database we can see. So let's merge this record from batch viewer. Again, let's run this. Okay. So this time the job should identify one record and it should merge. See, this time it identified one matching candidate, auto merge record, and These options we will see later. So one matching pair it got, and it created the master data. Okay. Now let's see from data manager who become the winner. So out of 4 record, we are only able to see 3 record. So 2 record got merged and become 1. Okay, so which 2 record got merged? So Siva got merged. For these 402, so after merge, let's keep some note here. Now let's merge the job to create the master data. So since auto merge underscore ind was 0, so no record got merged. Okay. Now connect to merge manager. And change the change push matching record from manual merge queue to auto merge queue. Okay, we did already. Now run the auto merge job. Okay. So if our auto merge job completed, now here one more table will come in picture, that is called HMRG. Let's see the exact name of this. That is called basically HMRG. Okay. So HMRG will come in picture now. HMRG. Okay. So this will hold details about merged record. Okay. Once record will merge, then that details will be present in HMRG table. Okay. It will hold details about the merged records. It will not hold detail about matching, tokenization, and other. It will only hold the details about the merged record. Okay. So now since a few records got merged, now let's see what details we can see in the HMRG table. So in HMRG table, these 2 column is very important. That is called source row ID object and target row ID object. Okay. So in match table, we saw there were 2 record, one row ID object and row ID object match. Okay. So that both record will be available here. And here, since target is showing this, because target this record row ID become the master, that's why it is showing target this. That means these 2 got merged and this become master for 002. Okay. That's why it is showing source and target this. Okay. So here these 2 column is important. Source row ID object, SRC row ID object, this will be for loser record. Okay. Loser record. And this is a TGT target row ID object. Target row ID object. This will be for winner record. Okay. Winner means the record which will participate in master data. Participate in master data. Okay. So these 2 columns is very important here in HMRG table, always we remember this. Now let's see auto merge indicator. Already we saw that was available there also, and this is important here also. Okay. Because from here we can see, like, if this record got merged, then how it got merged. So on the basis of this value, we can understand this record got merged with the auto merge process. Okay. Here you can see the row ID object of match rule again. So the same row ID object of match rule is the same thing. Like what was the match rule which got applied here? That also you can see. Creator is admin is fine. Last updated is all fine. Merge date and merge date. Merge creation indicator, operation indicator is also fine. Tree and merge. This one we'll see later. Original target row ID object. Yeah. here original, if we will unmerge and merge again, then we will see this one. Okay, not now. So for time being, this 4 column is important in this HMRG table: source, target, Automerge indicator, and match rule set. Okay, so this we went through, like we saw what is HMRG table, what is MTCH table, and yeah, these 2 table we saw, and how we can configure the simple kind of match rule. So what we can do now, yeah, so better we can stop in today class, and I can ask, I can give time for you guys to ask questions. Yeah, please come up with your questions.
Yeah, hi Abhishek.
Yeah.
So can you open that match table once?
Match
MTCH.
table. Okay, okay. So MTCH. So yeah, so this table will now be truncated, not truncated, deleted. Okay. So always we remember that once we run the match merge job, okay. Now once let's merge job to be master since I to merge in this. Now connect merge and now run the merge job. So once merge job will complete, one merge job will complete, or merging done manually, then what will happen? Merging done manually, then that MTCH table will get deleted. The data in MTCH table will get deleted. Okay. So once we will have matching data available, then till that time match candidate will be available here. Okay, in MTCH. And once you have done the merging, then that match candidate will be deleted from this MTCH table, and that will move to HMRG. So from here we can see the details of that record. This is source, target, match rule set, and indicators. Okay. So now we don't have any record because this candidate got merged, and after merging, the record that merging record will be deleted from here. So now we are able to see, not able to see any record. Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have any history table to track that match.
Yeah, that for MTCH we don't have. So
Okay.
what we can do, we will learn the user exit, and this functionality is not available suppose in MDM product to maintain the history. So what we can do, we can create user exit in Java, and that we can integrate the jar file in the MDM hub, and we see that we will be able to maintain the history of this MTCH table. Okay, this is the first option, and second option, you can create some ETL job, and once you are getting any data here, you can move the data in some history table. So that we have to take care manually. So that feature is not available here to maintain the history of this MTCH table. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And for this table CB cust match, we
Yeah.
have 2 columns that were the main columns that were
Mhm.
showing. So can you expand the row ID object? So and
Row ID object match. These two was more important, which was showing the matching pair, like
yeah.
this
So
row ID. Yeah.
hmm, yeah. So my question is how it is selecting one column in row ID object and another column in source. We have source and
Yeah, here it is not selecting source and target. Here it is just finding the match candidate. Na? So
yeah.
here
So how it
yeah, here
yeah
it is not
you
deciding like which row ID object should become master. So that will be decided on the by the merge job. Okay, na? Here it is just finding the match candidate of the two, and it is giving one row ID object here and other row ID object here, something like that. So
yeah.
this
So
is,
how
yeah, this is getting populated. I got your question. So on the basis of this match rule. So here you have defined match rule, and you are saying that if customer name and department name is same, then I will understand these two are the same record. Okay. So it searched the data within the base subject table out of 4 data, and it found the 2 data which have the row ID object something like this and something like this, and it found that these two are the same data. That's why we got one matching candidate, and just it's taken the row ID object of one data here and other data here on the basis
suppose
of, yeah.
Yeah, suppose for instead of the two matches, we have three matches.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
based on these two columns.
Hmm.
Then how it will, how many records will be there in match table?
Yeah, so suppose you have multiple matching candidate for one record, okay?
Hmm.
Suppose 3, 5, or 10. So we will have 5, 10, or whatever matching candidate we will have that number of records. So if you are saying 3, then we will have 3 records. A to B, A to C, A to D, A to E, something like that, okay?
So how, yeah, you said that A to B, A to C, A to D. So how it is selecting that A? Means any record can be A. So you got my question. Means how it is selecting that one particular record and it is matching with remaining two, because any three can be matched.
Yeah, right. So that we can see that if we see this example in this case, I think we don't have detail here. So yeah, I got your question like for means on the what basis we are getting the row ID object here of the
Yes, yes.
few
Because
record.
yeah, the same row ID object can be the in another table also.
Yeah. So here what it will do, it will start the searching in the sequence order in the base object. Okay. So it will come in base object and it will start the searching from one. So it will try to first find the match candidate of this. Okay, so if it's able to find some match candidate, then it will take row ID object of this and it will give the row ID object match as a other record. Then it will come to this and it will find. So it will take the first record which will come in sequence in the base subject table, and accordingly it will create the pair. So first it will take first record in the base subject and it will match with all the record existing all the record. Okay. So if it is finding some match candidate for this, then it will take in row ID object, it will take this, and in row ID object match, it will take this or this. So it will start with the sequence of the data available in the table, and it will compare with the rest of the data available in table, and then it will mark that value.
Okay, so when it will go to the another match record, then in that case, if it is already matched, it will skip that matching.
Right, right. If it already match for this, if the match candidate match pair is between two candidate is same, then for the other record, if it will start matching from here, and again it will see this is matching, so it will see that this matching is already available. So it will not mark this and this again, because this and this is already marked. Okay. Got my answer, or shall I repeat again?
I got not exactly, but yeah,
So here
the
it will start
pattern.
from sequence. Okay. So here suppose it is starting from this, and if this is matching with this, suppose. So in MTCH table we will have row ID object this and row ID object match equal to 2, 4002. Okay. Now again it will this will match with this, and if again this 1 and 3 is matching, then we will have second entry for 4001. So row ID object will be 4001 and row ID object match will be 6002. So we will have two entry. Okay. Now if it will try to come here for this record and it will again try to find the match candidate. So it will see that this got match with this, but this matching pair is already available in MTCH table, so it will not create again, because this matching pair between this and this is
Okay,
already existing. So again, it will not create between matching pair between 2 and 1. Okay, so it will start from sequence.
okay. And after running the match job, we have consolidation indicator 2 for all the records. Okay, but there are few records in table that are not matched. So those all, are also ready for merge.
Right, right.
So
So like see these records, three remaining two record of Naveen, this Naveen and this Naveen, sorry, this Naveen was not able to merge. Okay, so still the consolidation indicator is 2. Okay, so what we do actually for such record, we can do some configuration of kind of consolidating this record. If you are not finding any record matching pair of the some of the record, then we will understand that we have only one record for that customer. So we will mark that record as a consolidated as a master, because we did not find any matching candidate. So we understood this was the only one record we had for that customer. So we'll take that record as a master. Okay. So that configuration we can do. I will show you in the upcoming class. That automatically
okay,
it will identify that for this primary key or for this customer no matching record is there. So automatically it will mark that record as a master record, and consolidation it will change to 2 to 1.
Okay. And while for selecting the matching columns, we have selected two columns. Okay. So suppose means will it check for case sensitiveness or?
Yeah, it will check for case sensitive, because this is nothing but a kind of SQL is getting fired in backend. Okay, so it will always be case sensitive.
Okay, and we don't have any option for deselecting case sensitiveness from MDM Hub console.
Yeah, that option we don't have. So we have to make sure that that part we will take care while cleansing data in the stage layer itself.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that part we will take care in the stage mapping if you have something like that. We have some
Okay.
null and not null matching related options to enable. That I will show you in the upcoming class, but this consistency we cannot handle. So that we have to take care in our stage job itself.
Okay. And one last question, Abhishek.
Yeah.
So we have to define trust for all the records. Okay, so suppose we have 10,000 records, so we have to define trust for all those 10,000
Yeah.
records.
So if you are doing this trust configuration here, where we did trust here, right? So suppose for CRM, trust we did here for customer. So suppose if you are configuring the trust here for customer table and for customer name and all, so if you have 1 million record, so once you run this load job in between a stage and base object, so trust calculation will happen for all million record. Okay, and automatically it will store the trust value for all the record on the basis of this configuration. So this trust configuration will apply on the all record once you will run the load job. Okay, so that
Okay.
once
So
merging will happen, yeah,
we don't apply trust on the attribute level. We apply it on the column and source level. Is it
right,
correct?
correct. Column and
Oh,
source level, right? Yeah.
okay. I'm clear, Abhishek. Thanks
Okay,
for
thanks, Ashish.
clarification.
Yeah, Raj, please come up with your question. So I think Raj is fine with all the things. So I'm just stopping the recording for today, and tomorrow we will continue again.